Good morning, afternoon, and evening, guys. We're back with another random tier list. Today, I'm taking a break from video games. We've been doing a lot of video games lately, and honestly, those do better than my other videos usually. But we have to switch it up. We are the random tier list channel, and we're gonna tackle snakes. Even though I'm kind of afraid of snakes, um, it's a good thing these aren't in front of me because that would be concerning. Now, I don't know how many of you have actually ever seen a snake in person. I once did when I was 12, and it scarred me for life. I also once saw somebody at a paintball place I was at kill a snake and then nail it to a wall and then skin it in front of me. So I both hate snakes and hate killing snakes, I guess. So I don't know why I'm making this video, but actually I do know why. It's because that one other tier list channel made one and it did really well. So that's why. The cat's out of the bag. Let me stop rambling. Let's go. We have a random tier list or a generic, S through D ranking. None of these snakes are going to be F tier. Just going out on a limb and saying that we don't have any. This tier list doesn't include any like garden snakes. I would probably put those in F tier just because why. I'm going to base these snakes off of their appearance and also what I do know about them. I do not know the name of all of these snakes. So I apologize if you are a snake expert. Definitely let me know in the chat what you think. Subscribe if you like videos like this, random tier lists from a random guy on YouTube. And subscribe if you'd like to see, more like this. Here we got a red snake. Now, I believe the more vibrant the color of snake, the more poison it is. Is that true? No, that's frogs. Is it true about snakes too? I'm not sure. I know it's true about frogs. Rattlesnakes are poisonous, but they aren't very vibrant in color. So I guess maybe it's not true with snakes. This snake looks amazing. This snake looks like an end game boss in a video game with all the vibrant colors. It looks like a pretty big snake too. It does not look like a small boy. So I'm gonna put him in A tier. I think that the snake could definitely do some damage. Definitely a pretty good looking specimen. We have an S tier snake here right out of the gate with the, I don't know if this is a boa constrictor, but you can see the person's hand there, and it looks like the hand can't even fit all the way around the snake. That is horrifying. So S tier for that. We're going to just go ahead and change the name of this tier to the Stuff of Nightmares, because that's what that is. Yeah. This can be the Stuff of Bad Dreams. So we'll name the other ones as we go. This snake, I can't really see much of it. It's very, very zoomed in, more than almost any of the other pictures on this list. I do think the green does look nice. Green is kind of like that stereotypical color for a snake. So I do think it's good. I don't think it's quite the Stuff of Nightmares or Bad Dreams. I think we can put it in B tier, which we haven't named yet. We might just leave it named as B tier because I think it's an above average looking snake. This is a snake that, as I mentioned, I don't like snakes, but I think this snake is actually objectively pretty cool. If I was going to ever own a snake, I think I'd probably want a green one because it's kind of like that stereotypical color, and I think it's the only one on this list that is actually green. So it's interesting that is, at least in my mind, the stereotypical color of a snake. Now, this snake, I can't even really tell what I'm looking at. I believe the snake is on the left there, and it's kind of perched over a rock or something. But I honestly can't really tell, so I apologize for that. The person that made this tier list, it chose a very weird setup for some of the images. I gotta put that one in D tier, because I really don't know what I'm looking at. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. This snake looks pretty cool. It is very, very similar to this one, but I'm going to go ahead and put it a tier down. It looks a little smaller. Definitely not something I would want to get in a box with, but, it doesn't look as absolutely threatening as this one. This one we might end up moving up. This thing looks horrifying. But as we mentioned, it looks kind of like a final boss. We have another snake here, which is, this is a king cobra over here. But this snake also looks like it's standing up like a king cobra, so we'll put it in B tier as well. It's kind of like a king cobra light. I don't think it's that frightening, though, again, I don't really want to get too close to any of these. I'm going to rename this tier Stay away from me. I think that captures how I feel about these snakes. This snake is... It looks massive. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the stuff of nightmares. Just looking at this thing, I'm looking at the size of the bush behind him. And unless that bush is literally like the size of grass, this snake has to be 10 feet long. Just look at it. I mean, if you look at that snake, it's curled up. It's curled up 3 times, right? So it goes to the right, back to the left, back to the right. And if you look at that bush behind it, I mean, even if that bush was a foot tall, that snake would still easily be 10 feet long. So that is horrifying. I'd never want to go to Africa. I know there's big snakes there. There's some big snakes in other parts of the world too, but I never want to go to any place where they are, because I think I would just die from fear. I don't think they'd even have to constrict me. I think I would just die. Speaking of dying, we have rattlesnake here. That's also the stuff of nightmares. I've literally had nightmares where I've stepped on a rattlesnake. That has been a real thing that I've experienced in my life. So that's going up there. And it's going to stay there. This snake's pretty big looking. Going to put in the stuff of bad dreams. In fact, I'm going to put both of these snakes there. I'm going to talk about them together. They're very, very similar looking. Again, the creator of this tier list, not picking the best pictures of these snakes. I did not want to Google my own, though. So I went ahead and used this guy's. Both of these snakes look rather large, but not quite as big as their counterparts in the stuff of nightmares tier. So these guys are in the stuff of bad dreams, but not quite in the stuff of nightmares tier. This one, though, it looks like it could eat a person. It literally looks like it could swallow a person whole. Why is this a thing? Why have we allowed these to exist? Like, if you think about it, humanity has wiped off the face of the planet like dodos and like some species of rhinos and stuff, but not snakes. We couldn't get rid of this thing. Why do we want this? Why do we want this to continue to exist? It does nothing for my life other than give me a hint as to what might kill me one day. This is horrifying. This is the worst. Unless this one isn't as big as I think, but I'm pretty sure this is the biggest one out of all of these. Just by looking at it, you can just see its girth. Let's move on. This snake looks scary. Definitely wanted to stay away from me. King Cobra, stuff of bad dreams. The fact that Cobra is a lot smaller than these other snakes is kind of a good thing for me. The size of these snakes up here, with the exception of the rattlesnake, definitely makes it into the stuff of nightmares tier. Stuff of bad dreams, I think the King Cobra can go ahead and go in there. This snake looks like a tree snake of some kind. We can see he is wrapped kind of around itself. Looks like he is also wrapped around a branch. I apologize if I'm not looking at that right. I'm going to go ahead and put that in C tier. He's going to be a little bit smaller. Definitely going to be above me, which is very frightening. Maybe falling on my head out of a tree. But I don't think I'm really going to be in many situations where he would. And yeah, he would bite me, but would the snake kill me? No. Some of these other snakes definitely have a chance. This snake, as much as I would hate dealing with it, I think I would be safe. So, I mean, I want it to stay away from me, but I do think it has to be in a tier kind of downwards. I think it is a step down from these other ones. So we have the stuff of nightmares, the stuff of bad dreams. Stay away from me. Please no. And what is this? Okay, so that's going to be our tiers, guys. We have 4 more to do. I can't tell what I'm looking at here with this snake. I apologize. Just with how the image is. It definitely looks like a big snake. It's wrapped around itself. But I can't really tell how big it is. I don't have anything in the foreground or background to go off of to judge its size with. I'm going to go ahead and put in that what is this tier, and definitely let me know in the comment section if you do know. And I will appropriately let you know if it's the stuff of bad dreams or nightmares, if you do. This snake I'm going to put in please no. This snake looks kind of nice. He has a little smile on his face. I'm sure he is not nice. I'm sure he doesn't want to kill me. But just from this image, he does not look as threatening as some of the other ones on this list. Looks like we got most of the nightmare fuel out of the way at the beginning of the tier list, which is good. Now these please no snakes, a lot of them look a little smaller. Perhaps not as deadly. Could be wrong there. This thing looks like another King Cobra type thing. Gonna put in the stuff of bad dreams. Definitely don't want to encounter that anywhere. I was gonna say it like in a dark alley, but I really wouldn't want to encounter this anywhere. It is the stuff of bad dreams for sure. This stuff right, or this snake right here, our last one. Gonna go ahead and put it in the stay away from me tier. It being very, very white, I think I would be able to stay away from it. I don't think it would blend in as much as some of the other snakes. Though I hope really bright colored snakes are not naturally poisonous. You know, we talked about the beginning of the video. I'm not sure. This thing looks a little bit smaller. It looks like it's very zoomed in. We can see its body and its scales in a lot of detail. So from that, I do think it's a smaller snake than some of the other ones in the tiers above it. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the stay away from me tier. Again, though, if we're being honest, I don't want to be near any of these snakes. But I think this is how I would rank them and what I would name the tiers if I were to do a snake tier list. Yeah. I gotta stop doing tier lists of things I'm afraid of. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. I hope you guys appreciated this. Let me know what you think. I'll be back tomorrow with another tier list as always, guys. This has been the guy who makes random tier lists, signing off.